I want to ask you a little bit about retirement funds in that case, because I know trustees obviously have discretion. They can say who's going to manage those funds on behalf of the minor. And one of the options they do have is to place the money into a beneficiary fund. How does that work?
So beneficiary funds are set up specifically to receive pension funds. When a member of a pension fund passes away, the trustees of that fund use their discretion in terms of where to pay the benefits for that minor. And the other thing to remember is beneficiary funds are only for minors, that means under 18 years old. Okay, they have a few options. Some trustees prefer to pay the guardian directly. If the employer group is linked with a beneficiary fund, they can make a decision to pay into the fund, which will manage the asset for the beneficiary, the cash for the beneficiary, until the beneficiary is 18 years old and it's got some protection in that beneficiary fund. Or they can consider the will of the member who has passed away, and if there is a motivation in the will, to pay into the testamentary trust for the benefit of that child.
And in terms of the beneficiary fund, they would then determine how much income the child needs every month to, for living costs and all of that sort of thing. So it is that the child receives an income from that beneficiary fund as they would from a testamentary trust. So these are just really different forms of protection that can be given.
Yeah, there's a few things. There's certain tax consequences, etc., where beneficiary funds are different to testamentary trusts. Testamentary trusts are set up in terms of your will, and beneficiary funds are a nomination or a membership that happens by the person that has passed away when he is part of any employer group or part of a pension fund. So it is actually quite different, but I think the spirit of which both those funds are run are still the same in terms of protecting funds that belong to a minor.
And in terms of the testamentary trust, we keep talking about it, but I think we may need to just explain to the listeners that how it's set up. It is in the will, and it only comes into effect on your death.
Correct.
Am I right?
Okay. Yeah. So you can't set up a testamentary trust in any other way except if you set it up in terms of your will. Your will states who will be the trustees, so you nominate your trustees in your will. You can have a professional trustee together with someone that you know, love, and trust. In lots of situations, we've seen the deceased sister or brother also being appointed as a co-executor to support the professional executors. The will becomes the trust deed, and that's very important. So it's what that does is that it gives or it sets the rules of play for the trustees. The trustees cannot do whatever it is they feel that they need to do. They've got certain fiduciary duties that they need to uphold, and this is set out in the will that becomes the actual trust document.